Thank you very much for those kind words of introduction. I'm delighted, very happy, and very pleased to see each and every one of you. I'm pleased to be here. I want to thank you for inviting me to be here. I just took a flight from Atlanta this morning, but I wanted to be here. I wanted to be here and said to you, as someone has said earlier, that you must never, ever give up. That you must never, ever give in. We cannot segregate the question of human rights. There must be civil and human rights for all humankind. You know, during my early life, I would hear my mother, my father, my grandparents, and others say, "Don't get in trouble." But I was inspired when I met Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks and others. When I read the words of Gandhi, "To get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble." So some of you have been getting in trouble for the right reason, and there's nothing wrong with getting in good trouble. You believe in something. If you believe in something, you have to stand up, speak up, and fight for it. I heard a sermon delivered at church this past Sunday. There was a young woman minister delivering a sermon, and she said, in effect, "So you don't have a right to be silent. You must speak up. You must speak out. You must get in the way. You must get in good trouble and necessary trouble." Now, I know that you're deeply concerned about your friends and loved ones right now. And I know this is a very difficult time, and each and every negotiator must take a deep look within and recommit to peace, nonviolence, patience, and understanding. During my younger days, when I had all of my hair and a few pounds lighter, I got arrested a few times for sitting in, for going on a freedom ride, for marching. I got arrested 40 times, jail, beaten. But we didn't give up. We didn't give in. And I said to you, hang in there. Individuals may try to stop you and tell you to stop. You must not stop. Continue to educate. Continue to inform. Continue to invade the spirit and hearts and souls of our fellow human beings. Let individuals see these photographs and find a way to tell the story over and over again. And what you're doing here, you're putting a human face on what is happening. You will have my help and my continued support. So thank you very much.
First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for your commitment and your participation in this important briefing. The persistence of those of you in this room, both here in the United States and other parts of the world, is an exemplary activity that I think is bearing fruit. We must never forget the two massacres which took place at Camp Ashraf. On the human level, these tragedies touch everyone in this room and serve as a true source of inspiration to work to prevent such a thing from happening ever again. The quest for justice for those who are unable to protect themselves is a noble thing, and it is, I might say, something that is truly within the American spirit. Although Camp Liberty was portrayed as a, quote, temporary transit location for the processing of refugees, it has become increasingly evident that the road traveled there from Ashraf led to a very different destination. The purpose of this episode has been undermined by the Iraqi government and is enabled by those who have remained silent. The apparent violation of international humanitarian law is evident, I think, where those confined to Camp Liberty have been denied basic necessities of life, such as clean, safe drinking water. Is there anything more elementary than that? Is there anything about which there can be little, if any, debate? Is there anything that the average person, not knowing the intricacies of international law or refugee status law, is there anything really difficult to understand about giving people something as essential as clean drinking water? And even though those in the camp and others have committed to pay for the infrastructure necessary for the generation of electricity, thus far those pleas have fallen on deaf ears. I don't think this should surprise anybody. Shockingly, as we commemorate the two massacres at Ashraf, the alleged leader of the assault on March 11, 2011 is the very same person who is now commander of Camp Liberty. So is it any wonder that those who remain at Camp Ashraf, hauntingly, their natural impulse for self-preservation may be framed by some as resistance? I don't think we should allow this to be used as a pretense for further atrocities or a third massacre. Those who would violate human rights should understand that the whole world is watching, and it is watching in part because of the active participation in efforts such as these by those in this room. I want to thank you for caring, and I want to thank you for your persistence in presenting this issue to the world. There is no doubt in my mind that the longer that you and more persistently that you pursue this, the better chances we have of a resolution. The State Department is under a time period granted by the federal court to hopefully make the right decision with respect to the status of MEK. And my hope is that men and women of goodwill working in the State Department will come to the right position. But the fact of the matter is they have not come to that position to this point. The beating in the human heart for self-worth, for an opportunity to live one's life with an acknowledgement of the Creator as he or she sees that, to be able to express oneself in terms of one's political beliefs without fear of persecution. Those simple things that bind us together are far greater than those that separate us. And you have walked in the same path of those who've gone before, fighting for the recognition of those simple rights. I thank you for what you're doing. It seems to me that the case you are making is one that is self-evident, but one that is not known by all across this country or across the world. And your efforts to keep your voices strong is one that will, I think, in the end, be successful. So God bless you, and thank you for being here. Put it on for second, brother.